The quiet power of leveling up. There's a type of person you meet sometimes, someone who feels magnetic. Not because they talk loudly. Not because they show off. But because they're constantly growing, quietly. They're curious. They're driven. They love challenging themselves. They love expanding the world inside their mind. These people stand out without trying. Their presence is felt, not forced. They approach life with a sense of exploration, and that mindset creates a kind of intelligence that can't be faked. Today, we're diving into a long, deep exploration of the hobbies that don't just make your life richer. They actually make you smarter, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. These aren't just activities. These are tools for transformation. So settle in. Take a deep breath. And let's explore the hobbies that shape a sharper, wiser, more powerful version of you. The mind, hobbies that strengthen intelligence. Chess, the art of strategic thinking. Chess is more than wooden pieces on a board. It's a mental battlefield where every move counts. When you play chess, you're training your brain to think ahead, predict outcomes, analyze patterns, stay calm under pressure, rebuild when your plan fails. Over time, chess creates a mind that doesn't panic, it evaluates. A mind that doesn't rush, it strategizes. And a mind that doesn't crumble, it adapts. This is the kind of intelligence that helps you in arguments, in business, in relationships, and in any situation where clarity matters more than impulse. Chess teaches you. Don't just react, respond with intention. Reading, expanding the inner universe. Reading is one of the most powerful self-improvement tools humans have ever created. When you read, non-fiction fills your brain with information, solutions, models, and insights. Fiction expands your imagination, empathy, and emotional depth. Reading sharpens focus, vocabulary, articulation, creativity, emotional intelligence. And perhaps the biggest benefit, reading introduces you to minds and worlds you would never meet in real life. Every book is a mentor. Every chapter is a lesson. Every story is a new lens for seeing the world. A person who reads becomes impossible to manipulate, impossible to limit, and impossible to keep small. Learning languages, rewiring the brain. A new language is a new worldview. When you learn a language, you're training your brain to recognize patterns, memorize details, switch cognitive modes, understand cultural nuances, think flexibly. Studies show that bilingual or multilingual individuals have stronger memory, faster processing, and better problem-solving skills. But beyond intelligence, language learning gives you freedom. Freedom to connect with people. Freedom to move around the world with ease. Freedom to express yourself in multiple forms. And the biggest gift. You begin to understand how different cultures think, feel, and communicate. Playing instruments, full brain engagement. Learning an instrument is one of the most powerful ways to develop intelligence. Why? Because when you play music, your brain activates the auditory system, the motor system, emotional centers, pattern recognition pathways, creative circuits. You learn rhythm, coordination, deep focus, patience, timing, emotional expression. Music teaches your brain to handle complexity with ease. And the best part? It builds discipline in a joyful way. Most smart hobbies feel like work, music feels like art. Sudoku and logic puzzles, logical clarity. If you want sharper problem-solving skills, logic puzzles are the perfect training ground. Sudoku, crosswords, number puzzles, and reasoning games train your mind to spot patterns quickly, Work through multi-step solutions. Stay mentally organized. Strengthen short-term memory. This type of mental training improves everything, from navigating life decisions to making smart choices under pressure. It's a simple hobby, but extremely powerful. Debate, thinking fast, speaking clearly. Debate is the perfect mix of logic, communication, pressure, research, strategy. In debate, you learn to think clearly while the clock is ticking. You learn to articulate your thoughts without hesitation. You learn to understand both sides of an issue, making you fair-minded and reasonable in situations where most people react emotionally. Debate teaches intellectual humility, confidence, and clarity. It turns you into a person whose words carry weight. Learning coding, the language of modern intelligence. Coding rewires your thinking completely. You learn logical structuring, pattern recognition, problem decomposition, systematic troubleshooting, creative solutions. You stop seeing problems as stress and start seeing them as puzzles. Coding builds a brain that is both analytical and creative. Emotional intelligence, hobbies that build EQ. Journaling, conversation with yourself. Journaling sharpens awareness in a way no other hobby does. It helps you understand what you truly feel, why you react the way you do, what patterns you repeat, how to shift your mindset, what you actually want in life. Writing forces your mind to slow down, reflect, and process. It creates emotional intelligence, stability, and grounding. With time, journaling transforms you into a calmer, more self-aware version of yourself. Creative writing, imagination meets structure. Writing stories, poems, or essays strengthens creativity, structure, expression, empathy, observation. When you create worlds on paper, you learn how to express your inner world with clarity. This hobby builds emotional depth and communication strength. Improv comedy, confidence in uncertainty. Improv is the perfect tool for people who want confidence but struggle with overthinking. In improv, you learn to think fast, let go of fear, trust your instincts, play off other people's energy, be comfortable being imperfect, respond instead of freeze. Improv trains social intelligence and emotional flexibility. It teaches you that you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present. Meditation and mindfulness, strengthening awareness. Meditation isn't just about calm. It's about awareness. Meditation teaches you to observe your thoughts, reduce mental noise, control emotional reactions, strengthen focus, stay present, improve clarity. When your mind is quiet, decision-making becomes easier. Your creativity increases. Your emotional intelligence rises. Meditation is one of the biggest intelligence boosters on earth. Creativity, hobbies that expand imagination. Painting and drawing, visual intelligence. Painting sharpens observation, interpretation, patience, color perception, symbolic thinking. It trains the brain to translate emotion into imagery. Creativity becomes easier. Ideas become clearer. Self-expression becomes natural. Photography, seeing the world with new eyes. Photography turns you into a better observer. You start noticing light, texture, shapes, patterns, and emotions. This hobby trains timing, storytelling, composition, perspective, patience. Photography boosts visual intelligence and creativity together. Content creation, the modern multi-skill powerhouse. Content creation blends writing, editing, storytelling, psychology, branding, marketing. This hobby pushes you to articulate ideas, maintain consistency, and build confidence in sharing your voice publicly. It's one of the few hobbies that can turn into a career, a brand, a business, a community, and it grows your intelligence in multiple directions at once. Technical skills, hobbies that build practical intelligence. Robotics, turning ideas into reality. Robotics mixes engineering, coding, design, mechanics, problem solving. You learn to build, test, fail, adjust, and improve. This creates resilience and technical intelligence. Everything becomes a challenge you can solve step by step. Woodworking and craftsmanship, precision and patience. Woodworking teaches measurement, planning, spatial thinking, patience, steady focus. It turns your mind into a calm, precise, detail-oriented machine. Miniature modeling, the art of extreme focus. Miniature models train precision, consistency, micro-level focus, calmness, patience. This hobby strengthens the type of intelligence required in engineering, surgery, coding, and architecture. Body and mind connection. Rock climbing, physical problem solving. Rock climbing is a puzzle you solve with your body. Every route is a problem. Every move is a strategy. Every foothold is a decision. Climbing sharpens spatial awareness, balance, planning, flexibility under pressure. This hobby unites the mind and the body into one intelligent system. Martial arts, discipline, strategy, calmness. Martial arts teach self-control, reflexes, discipline, awareness, focus. You learn when to act and when to be still. This creates emotional and mental strength. Holistic cooking, nourishing intelligence. Food affects your mood, energy, focus, clarity, memory. Holistic cooking teaches nutrition, balance, creativity, self-care. This hobby builds long-term intelligence by fueling your brain the right way. The soul and mindset, hobbies that build inner wisdom. The ultimate teacher. Travel opens your mind like nothing else. You learn culture, adaptability, observation, confidence, problem solving, social skills. You become a student of the world. Gardening, patience and presence. Gardening connects you with nature, time, growth, and cycles. It teaches patience, care, rhythm, attention. It calms the mind while strengthening long-term thinking. Volunteering, empathy, leadership, humanity. Helping others teaches emotional intelligence, communication, leadership, compassion. And it activates a part of your intelligence rooted in humanity, not just logic. Final message: becoming a smarter you, one habit at a time. Intelligence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Every hobby that challenges your mind, your heart, or your body creates a stronger, wiser, sharper version of you. Growth comes from curiosity. Transformation comes from consistency. And everything you want to become starts with one simple choice. Choose the hobby that calls to you, and allow it to change you. The smartest version of you is